Well, this is the type of shit I do for a hobby. This is the Griff Report. College football. A different week in college football this week than what we've seen thus far, with the SEC mostly playing non-conference doormats. We do have a few league games here. We start out with Florida on the road at Mississippi State. Now, both these teams have just looked horrible this year. Do you really put your trust in either one? The consensus is taking the Gators and the over. Florida -6, over 58. For me, I won't put $1 on that, but we'll just make that note and keep it moving. So this is a pass on the first game there on the SEC slate. The next one, I'm not really sold on the consensus either. Look at Arkansas versus Auburn, and we see that money is coming in on the Razorbacks, 92% right now. These two aren't in the top of the league either, but I have watched Arkansas and won some money when they were the underdogs against Oklahoma State. They barely managed to cover that. And I had Cal against Auburn, where, I don't know, maybe Cal's just improved that much. Anyway, this is an SEC West clash. Even if they got rid of the divisions, it won't matter. Auburn has won 2 of the 3 last years against Arkansas, putting up 113 points in those 3 games. Maybe Coach Petrino has something planned here to get Arkansas back in the win column here. In the matchup, I mean, we do see that financial, what you look for, a pile of money, is all on Arkansas. You know, not much action on the total at all right now. 56. Early consensus is 84% on the under there. When I see the amount of points that have been scored the last 3 years in this matchup, I'm leaning the other way on both of these. Auburn, despite being only 8% consensus, is still hanging on, installed as the favorite for a reason. Like Auburn over their team total, Arkansas, Auburn over 56. Those are my picks for that game there. Now on to the rest of the SEC. LSU playing UCLA. We see a humongous number here, and maybe they cover it, maybe they don't. Things finally clicked in there as they were down second half there against South Carolina. They come back, tied it, and were able to pull out a win there, at least a live bet win for me. I don't think they covered the original spread, but, you know, sometimes in league ball, that underdog is, that's where the money's at a lot. But this is an out-of-conference game against UCLA here for LSU. So, I mean, for them to have a chance, they still have a shot at the playoff if they can win out or finish with 2 losses even. So, you know, they need to beat the shit out of UCLA just to put a good mark on their tournament resume there for on down the end of the season. Now, Tennessee is not really a surprise team, but it is kind of surprising seeing them -7 on the road at Oklahoma. It's always a tough place to win, but the Vols are for real. I don't know any way to take it other than to follow that consensus on Tennessee -7 and over 56. Ole Miss over their team total, and Ole Miss and Georgia Southern, over 67 those are my picks for that game. Kentucky, they get, I believe it was Ohio, is that what it is? I like it under 42. We'll see how it goes. I know the Wildcats are capable of putting up 42 on their own if they choose to. We'll see how that goes. They're favored by 20 points there, so in general, a tough spot for. You never know what's going to happen with UK football. I mean, that's my team. I watch even when they're getting beat badly. Watch the whole 3 hours, but, you know, not always the best place to put your money at. But Kentucky under 42 is my pick there. South Carolina under 42 as well. On down to, is this going to be a dog day afternoon? You know, that's the Al Pacino movie where they're hauled up in the bank. They're trying to rob and trying to figure a way to make a getaway with their money. You know, you might be in that situation in a few of these games if you you know, you take them, especially if you take them on the money line. You think you're going to escape with that victory, but are you going to escape that all 3 hours, or is it gonna have that last second victory there to beat you or something? I mean, it can happen. These games here, this list of games, you might want to consider looking at the money line on these underdogs if you're into that sort of thing. I'm just going to read the spreads off. Now, these are my best underdogs here for this week. Rutgers plus 3.5. Baylor plus 2. Navy plus 9.5. BYU plus 6.5. James Madison plus 10.5. Kansas plus 2. Wyoming plus 7. Western Kentucky plus 2. Purdue plus 4. Georgia Tech plus 10.5. What else now? A few of the games, we have a lot of action on here that I don't know. I'm not sure which way to go on these games, honestly, yet, but I'm just going to read off the consensus and, you know, you can make your own decision based on there. You know, Bill O'Brien has Boston College Eagles playing real well right now. They're taking all the early money is going on BC minus 6.5 and under 45. If this was an election, they'd be winning by a landslide, but consensus is not always right. And I mean, you know, who knows what Michigan State's got? What are they even doing with their program? I'm not even sure anymore. Things have kind of fell off from where they were just a few years ago. And the same thing could be said here with the next game here. Florida State looking for their first win of the season here. They are only minus 140 on the money line. And, DJ Ungo, he played this team last year when he was out in Oregon State. So he's played the Cal Bears before. I'm going to pick Florida State. I don't know. I've lost on them, thinking they're going to get that first win. Last week, I think I got them at even money, and they just weren't. It's not their year. This team's not getting it done. Maybe they beat Cal. Maybe that losing streak continues. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put another dollar on them again. But this next one here. This is a big time game here, and you know, the question here is how good is Michigan going to be able to stop those USC wide receivers? The Michigan pass defense is 98th in the nation, and this may be the most. These guys are going to the NFL on the. So. Yeah, the wide receivers there, they're going to the NFL, and maybe not the same way Texas went in and won, because the Wolverines are going to be able to run the ball in this game, try to shorten this game. Under 44 is where a lot of that consensus is sitting right now, and that might be that Michigan's game plan has got to be, we're going to run the ball and try to keep those receivers from making big plays. They're able to do that, despite consensus, they might be able to pull the upset here, but on the surface, it appears they're going to have some trouble with USC and those wide receivers there. Big House is a tough place to win at. Is USC, that's a different environment than they played. They haven't been in that environment in a while. I don't know if ever. I don't know. but the consensus is sitting on USC. What is it, -5.5 now? You still see the adjustment down on Michigan. Maybe that number's a little bit more than it should be. I'm not sure. I might money line USC if it's close, coming down, just because I like their ability with the wide receivers. But I don't know. Most of these games this weekend, there's only a few of them I'm actually going to wager on. Out of this list here, I'll be marking it down to my where my gut sits, because a lot of these games here, even though they might be good picks, I don't know enough about them to put $1 on them, and that's the way I do things myself. So you can follow consensus. You can have at it. This is a little bit tougher week of college football, and sometimes it's better just to take the underdogs when it looks like that. For me, at least, I might take that underdog list and take a lot of them on the money line and just not play much else. We'll see how it goes. As always, best of luck. Enjoy your college football Saturday. This has been the Griff Report. College football.